Well guys, here's one of my snare sets. You see down there I've got it smeared up. There's a bunch of lure right there at the base. That way any beaver swimming along the edge here will smell that, work his way back up the bank, climb up there. And you see there's my snare, and then there's more lure up ahead of that. So anyways, that's kind of how I set those snares up. Staked off up higher, and they should drop down, and that should do the job. So anyways, there's one of my snare sets. It's a little different for each situation, but this is a situation like that. So see this bank here, guys? See how it's shallow here? You know, I mean, the water's shallow. There's a walking shelf. I'm not setting any place like this for beaver because you're gonna get a raccoon, right? So I won't set any spot that looks similar to this if I can't help it. You can see right here is where the raccoon are going up the bank, right? Where it meets the deeper water. Okay, so if I were to set, it'd be down there on a drop-off shelf where the water gets deep. That's just to avoid raccoon, because they will, any caster lure they're gonna smell, they're gonna go for it. So make sure you avoid those shallow banks, guys, if you're trying to avoid catching raccoon. You know, it's not season here in Iowa. It's just a good way to prevent catching them. And you're not going to catch your beaver too often, you know, close to these sandbars. You're going to catch them, you know, over yonder, following the edge of the bank there, smelling and looking for food. And, you know, that's where I put my two snares, was over on that shelf. Or that drop off, I mean. So anyways, guys, that's kind of what I'm looking for while I'm out here. Hope that helps out any new trappers. Well, you guys see that? It's beaver number 11, snared on a caster mount I threw together. He's not hurting, he's not in pain. I'll tell you what though, when I get close, he's annoyed. He's annoyed to be held there. But we're pretty stoked, guys. It's been a struggle for me this spring. Haven't had near the beaver activity in my area, but this is beaver number 11, and couldn't be happier. So anyways, we'll get this one dispatched and carry on with the line. I've been doing some ADC work, so kind of shifting gears into that. So anyways, that's a nice sized beaver. We'll take it, caught right behind the neck and front legs like you'd want. Here's a little closer look of this beaver, guys. Anyways, we'll get this one dispatched. Well, guys and gals, you know, got up, started work at 4:45 this morning. Been up since, you know, about 3:45. Worked 8 hours. Set 2 ADC jobs, checking traps, caught our second beaver. Tell you what, guys, this is what makes it worth it. You recognize this 330 pinch point set. Water levels went down, but we're still nailing beaver there, and still legal to set because I can get that just underneath the water. So anyways, beaver number 2 today. That puts us at a dozen beaver this spring so far. You guys see here, let me get a little closer to it. Smack down right behind the head. Sorry, I'm on my knees, guys. The mud's pretty outrageous. That's a good lethal kill. That's the way we want it on these 330 sets. Done. And looks like I left one of the safeties on, but still lethal, done, didn't struggle. Sticks weren't even moved. So anyways, don't do that. Don't make that mistake. But we did. Still got another beaver. Well, guys, here we go. Final day. Snaring beaver. Pulling all my sets today. And I don't know if you can see it right there, but we'll zoom in. We got us beaver. I didn't see him here at first. I was looking at the other bank. Pretty good sized one. Caught about where you'd want him. And so anyways, he ain't getting loose. He's not in pain. You can can tell though, he doesn't like me being here, so we'll go ahead, get down a little closer. I'll show you another look and we'll get him dispatched. Alright guys, and here's a closer look at this beaver. Like I said, he's not hurt. He is annoyed that he can't get in the water and that I'm here. So anyways, he's hanging out like a dog on a leash and healthy as can be, but we're going to get him dispatched. That's beaver number 13. He's caught right behind the head and the back and the front legs, and that's the way we want him. So anyways, here's a close-up look of this beaver, and we'll keep on the line. If any of you run rebar stakes like I do, if you run them with snares like I do for beaver trapping, here's a hint on a way to pull them out. You stick that underneath your, it'd be your swivel where you hook to your snare, and then you use the leverage. Sorry guys, can't film one-handed with all the crap I'm holding and do that, but you use the leverage and hold that snare tight and lift that swivel up. That'll lift your rebar. You know, you can lift it, you know, a couple inches, 4 inches up out of the ground. Then you got her started, you got it made then. So anyways, that's just a little trick I learned. Works well for me. Hope it helps some of you guys out. Sorry I couldn't do it while filming, but as you can see, I got plenty in my hand. Pulled all my sets at this spot. See this cluster here, guys, on the tailgate? That is 5 snare sets at one location. I was able to pull all those, hold them in one hand to carry them out. It's part of the reason I've switched to mainly snaring. There's no weight there, and it's just easy, you know. And so after I learned you know, my mistake early on with my 3/32 cable snares, I didn't have the locks loaded to go, so I missed a couple beaver early on. But after, you know, Dale got a hold of me and we talked, he said, hey, get them locks loaded on your snares. And so I did. Then I started catching again. So anyways guys, that 3/32 cable, I run an 8-inch tall loop by about 4 or 5 inches wide, and the bottom touches the ground. But anyways, the snare system works great for me, and look how lightweight that is. Pulled all those out one hand.